We've got a hawk girl who's a Latina, diverse hawk girl. And of course...
Ah, she's Latina. Oh my God. A Latina could never, ever play hawk girl based on... Listen, man, I don't have a reason why Latina can't play hawk girl. But guys, keep an eye on your email. I will give you a banger here in a little bit. Blow your minds. There's a really good reason why Latina can't play hawk girl. Absolutely gonna blow your mind when you hear it, okay? Let's go ahead. We're gonna put a pin in that, and I'll get back with you, okay? Yeah, her brain is fucking rotting. My Superman movie trailer impressions. Now, guys, we're going to go over the last video of the day. This guy is more popular than me, but not massively so. 51.5 thousand subscribers. God, he does so many videos. All right, so his trailer reaction. We're going to be looking at John Delarose. It's going to be woke. James Gunn's Superman trailer is a train wreck setting up a woke diversity DCU team. Wow, that sounds like a banger. Monetized.
Well, the Superman trailer dropped this morning, and it's all everybody's talking about. For the most part, it seems like fans are cautiously optimistic.
Okay, so first, like, he loves to push this idea that Superman's inherently a right-wing concept. Fun fact, he also likes to push the idea that Star Trek is inherently a right-wing concept. You know, the show about humanity going into the future and evolving past capitalism and becoming a communist country, communist world. That's a right-wing culture story. A communist world where diversity and inclusion is seen as good things and welcome. That's a right-wing thing from his perspective. But yeah, this is kind of his thing. He always likes to call everything a right-wing thing. Superman is okay. So let's see how he breaks down. He is super as a man. Being a man is not inherently a right-wing concept at all. Just the fuck. Fit, strong, white male archetype. Okay, being fit and strong in a white male is, again, not inherently a right-wing concept, and also being a white male archetype is not a right-wing concept. Loyal to one woman in marriage. Being monogamous is not a right-wing concept. For fuck's sake, bro, most people are monogamous. Fucking hell. Early issues. He fights government corruption and is anti-war. That is not right-wing at all. Government corruption, goddamn. You know, we can argue about Democratic corruption because it exists, but it's nothing compared to right-wing conservative Republican corruption, which is out and out just insane. Trump is by far the most corrupt president, almost certainly in our country's history. And being anti-war is right-wing since when? I didn't know there's a whole lot of right-wingers protesting Vietnam. I didn't know that. I didn't know it was the right wing who was against Bush invading Iraq. I didn't know that, John. Thank you for educating me. Oh, wait, are you full of it? I think you might be full of it. Famously, Barack Obama, who ran on the fact that he voted no on the Iraq war and was vocally against the Iraq war going forward. Did you know he was a right-winger, apparently, according to this argument? And then not to mention a Christ figure. Okay, so you can force Christ onto Superman? You can. Sure. It's not really what he's modeled off. I mean, he's more modeled after fucking Moses if you want to break it the fuck down. But sure, but like most superheroes can be like fit into that mold. Like, this is just such a dumbass fucking argument. It's insane.
And I think that like we're at a point with superhero movies from Marvel and DC that they've been so bad for so long that people are looking at what probably is going to be a 7 out.
Okay, so Agatha All Along got good reviews, was pretty well liked. Deadpool and Wolverine got good reviews and was pretty well liked. Did pretty well. Both did fairly well in the numbers. I'm trying to think last DC stuff. DC's not done great as far as the numbers. Blue Beetle was actually pretty fucking solid. Nobody went to see it, but it was pretty solid. I thought Shazam 2 was fine, even though Zachary Levi's cringe as fuck, especially now. But I thought Shazam 2 was fine. Aquaman 2 didn't thrill me, but wasn't the worst. I think Aquaman 2 did really well overseas as well.
Out of 10 mid-film and just saying, yes, this is all I wanted. The bar's been lowered that badly. But I think it's going to be a little insidious and have some woke messaging that we do need to get into and talk about as I've gone through this trailer. Unfortunately, you can't just play trailers and clips anymore because of the way that YouTube works, so we're just going to have to talk about it with some still frames that I've got up on X. So please strap in as I talk about this movie. And of course, I'm a comic book writer myself, so hit the like and subscribe button. We talk about things from...
Yeah, I've never read one of his comic books, but Jesus Christ, I'm sure they're... Ugh.
From a writing standpoint, and of course, all things in the culture, especially with what woke Hollywood is doing here. Really appreciate you getting us to over 50,000 subscribers so far. And I would love for you to sign up for my newsletter. I actually give away a super...
Oh my God.
on this journey with us as we are building a wonderful alternative comic industry on the side of this as well. So my first...
A lot of these chuds like to act like they're the key to alternative comic books. There's so many indie comics out there. There's a lot of indie comics out there. It's not just chuds. In fact, they're a minority in that space.
First comment I made this morning was Superman is an inherently right-wing concept. He's super as a man, fit, strong white male archetype, loyal to one woman in marriage. Early issues, he fights government corruption and is anti-war. Not to mention he's a Christ figure. Do you agree? And I placed...
Well, you didn't even name any right-wing concepts, so you didn't prove anything with that post. So it was a relevant post.
It's the still image from their trailer that they put up, which was like a preview.
That's from their poster, bro.
Image trailer teaser of the trailer. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'll fix it and edit, guys. There's too many teasers. But with this, like, everybody was like going off, oh, he's looking up, it's amazing, it's optimistic. Really, really weird, because like that was the messaging a day ago. And then when you open this trailer, it immediately like opens with Superman getting his ass kicked, like he has no ability to fight whoever he's...
Yeah, it's almost like they're setting up a character arc where he has to rise to meet an occasion. Isn't that weird?
Fighting. Very, very weird and mixed messaging immediately. Is this going to be optimism, or is it going to be a heavy, dark, super gory movie? I can't tell just yet.
It's not going to be a gory movie. Holy shit.
Imagine it'll be as bad as the one from a few years ago, The Man of Steel. But still, it looks like visually every single other DC movie, like Aquaman or like any of the other recent ones as well. I can't tell any like real tonal difference here from James Gunn from what they've already been doing. Makes you wonder, like, why are they resetting the universe and all this stuff? Whatever. So that's where it starts. There are some red flags.
Because it's his studio and he wants to.
Right away. Of course, Perry White, the guy from the Daily Planet, has been replaced with a black guy. And immediately, like, I've noticed that nobody...
Has he? I don't know. I guess following up Lawrence Fishburne. Fun fact. When I heard Lawrence Fishburne was cast, I was like, wow, that's awesome. What a great choice for Perry White. And then it's like, oh yeah, but he's black. But he's a great choice for Perry White. Who cares?
He's taking any issue with this. And that just tells me at this point, everybody's been so desensitized to a white person as a...
Who is playing Perry White? Oh, Wendell Pierce. I've seen that guy around. Yeah, he's a good actor. Um, yeah. No, he's been around for a while. He's a good actor. Jesus Christ.
Tertiary character getting replaced with a black person at this point, that it's not even a controversy anymore. And this is how they move the Overton window.
It should never be a controversy. Ever. As long as the dude does a good job, who gives a shit?
This is how Hollywood like slowly boils you. They turn up the heat a little bit with the wokeness over and over and over again. And I think they pushed really far. And so I think James Gunn is going to dial it back a little bit. But there are signs that there are going to be woke elements in this film already from the trailer. And what James Gunn is setting up is pretty obvious from this. Now, Lex Luthor is not one of those, I don't think. While he's a slightly effeminate compared to some of the Lex Luthors we've seen in the past, I do think this is a pretty
Number one, I would never ever call Lex Luthor like the tough macho man. Probably the closest we got was again Superman and Lois that just finished airing. He was a big dude there. In general, Lex Luthor's a mastermind. He's not the big buff bad guy. He's not gonna beat Superman to within an inch of his life. He is going to outsmart him.
decent casting choice on them. This is my joke I made on X this morning as well. I'm going to tell my grandkids this was Billy Corgan of the Smashing Pumpkins. Looks like Billy Corgan of the Smashing Pumpkins. If you're old enough to remember the Smashing Pumpkins there, leave a nod down below to that. I've been
Ha ha ha. Yes, I get it.
posting on other people's comments saying, despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in a cage with this as well. A big Pumpkins fan from way back. But I think this is a pretty decent casting choice right here. Looks pretty good. But that's not the issue that I've seen with this whole thing. It's really this. James Gunn is setting up a DC universe with diversity superheroes, baiting everybody with a mid-Superman movie. And like I said, this trailer...
So his evidence of this are Mr. Terrific, who is a black man, always comic book movie, always black. I've never seen a white version of Mr. Terrific. That'd be different. And then Hawk Girl. Do you suggest they get a white man to play Hawk Girl? Do you think that's a good idea? Like just having one woman and one black guy in your superhero movie is enough to be complaining about diversity in this. I mean, the fuck? What the hell? Holy shit.
It looks disjointed. You don't get any sense of the story from it. It's just random act.
Yes, it's a fucking teaser trailer. Yes, you don't get some. I hope you don't get much of a sense of a story. The point of teaser trailers and trailers in general is to whet your appetite, give you a little taste, get you interested in going into the theater and checking it out. That's the entire fucking point. The point is not to fucking tell you everything that happens. That's why bad trailers get criticized for doing that. That's not the point of a fucking trailers. Trailers should not tell you everything. They just whet your appetite.
Action scenes combined with random, he's kissing Lois Lane, etc. Like things that you just like are going to be like, it looks Superman-y, but you can't really tell anything other than that. And of course, there's a guitar version of the old Superman theme on top of it to kind of bring back the member berries, which is intentional, of course. But when you look at the casting for these superheroes who are also in it, you've got a Hawk Girl who's a Latina, diverse Hawk Girl. And of course...
she's Latina. Oh, my God. A Latina could never, ever play Hawk Girl based on... Listen, man, I don't have a reason why Latina can't play Hawk Girl. But guys, keep it on your email. I will give you a banger here in a little bit. Blow your minds. There's a really good reason why Latina can't play Hawk Girl. Absolutely blow your mind when you hear it, okay? Just go ahead. We're going to put a pin in that, and I'll get back with you, okay?
Just using a Hawk
Girl. Okay. That's good, Alpha Eagle. I've never read Golden Age Mr. Terrific, though. Every version I've ever seen has been black. He's been black for a long fucking time.
Girl instead of a Hawk Man, who's the main character she was based on to begin with, is a woke diversity choice to begin with. In DC Comics, the character is portrayed as like this bisexual, whatever, everything sexual at this point. And so you can imagine that this might...
Okay, cool. I do think it's interesting when they're talking about characters, they're talking about like their sexuality first. Like, John Kent. Everybody likes to bring up the fact that he's bisexual. People kind of miss the fact that he's a little goofy, a little bit of a goofball. I would consider that more of a character trait than the fact that he likes men and women. Maybe that's just me, but hey.
Might be part of her plot point as it goes forward. There's also Mr. Terrific, like the black character who's out there, who's like, again, a tertiary character who doesn't really have much of a fan base or much knowledge of him outside of like just like hardcore comics fans. On the third superhero revealed is Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, who I don't have an image up on here right here, but he looks really goofy. Let me see if I can pull one up real quick.
Oh, Guy Gardner looks goofy. No way. No way. Guy Gardner looking. What the? That's madness. I've never seen a Guy Gardner look goofy, except for like all of them, because I've already said Guy Gardner is kind of a fucking idiot. That's kind of his character, guys.
Forgot to do so before this video. I know John Trent posted one earlier, kind of making fun of the situation. There he is. And he looks really, really goofy. He's old, and his haircut looks completely unnatural.
He's old. Yes, his haircut. As opposed to natural haircuts, yes, haircuts are unnatural. Guy Gardner's kind of an idiot, okay? Okay, Alpha Eagle, sure. Yes, if we are holding DC to the golden age, the fucking golden age of their superheroes, then sure. Because let's ignore the fact that DC's been rebooted a billion times since then. Sure.
Doesn't feel like Guy Gardner. I mean, yes, he's doing the haircut, but he
doesn't feel like Guy Gardner. Number one, we just see a face, and yeah, like I said, Guy Gardner's kind of a dipshit.
Feel like he's a good fit for Guy Gardner here. I think he's way too old for the role. He looks like
what? Nathan Fillion's like early 50s? I don't know how big of a role they're going to give Guy Gardner. It's probably not that huge, though. It's fucking Guy Gardner.
Lurch from Addams Family. And again, I think this is intentional. You've got the young hawk girl, you've got the young cool black guy hero, and then you've got Guy Gardner, who's like the white guy blonde. He's going to be just portrayed as a maniac. Nathan Fillion's going to...
Yes, it's fucking Guy Gardner. He's a dipshit. I like how you're acting like, oh, they're just going to shit on white guys because Guy Gardner's in it. It's a goddamn Superman movie. Holy shit, bro. Are you serious?
Going to do a joke role of him, of course. And
yes, of course it'll be a joke role. It's fucking Guy Gardner. Do you know who Guy Gardner is? Holy shit. Yes, it's going to be a bit of a joke role. That's kind of who the fucking guy is.
And the white guy is going to be portrayed as a joke. This is all intentional, guys.
Yes, one supporting white character portrayed as a joke. Too bad the lead of this movie isn't a white guy that could counter that at all. Yes, Guy Gardner will be the sole representation of white men in this entire fucking movie, JDA. You're fucking winning. Good point. Let's ignore all the other facts. We're going to go with that.
Hollywood does this in every single movie. And what they're setting up with these three characters is they're setting up some like Justice League or Justice Society or something with these tertiary characters later with James Gunn. Because what DC thinks that they can do here is they know they have Superman and Batman films and they work for the most part, but their other films always fail. And so James Gunn's going to set up this...
Aquaman was a massive fucking success. What are you talking about? Their other films always fail. The original Wonder Woman was a pretty big hit too. They've had plenty of successes. Yes, Superman and Batman are the most reliable, for sure. Absolutely. But yes, they've had other successes, bro.
Diverse team as like a Guardians of the Galaxy, because what he did for Marvel was make Guardians of the Galaxy into something that was a property from nothing. But he just like had lightning in a bottle there. It was a lucky thing, and a lot of the luck relied on Chris Pratt as the white male lead who everybody related to and loved.
Yes, Alpha Eagle. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. You're a little late on doing the Superman trailer reaction, but have fun with it. It's a good trailer.
loved. And the fact that they're not going to do that with this this mismatch superhero team that they're going to be building out of this very obviously, and that they're going to make it some sort of diversity sort of push, shows it's going to be dead on arrival.
Hey, Lucifer, I'm very skilled at missing trends, so it's a skill.
When it actually shows up. There's one other casting choice which is really weird to me, and I posted this as well. We've got Rachel Brosnahan, and Margot Kidder as different Lois Lanes here. As you can see, Rachel here, like she's like got like a rounder face and kind of the square jaw sort of situation, with a high hairline that like really doesn't like evoke like Lois Lane. This is the person the Superman's supposed to be absolutely in love with and cannot like be without. Honestly, just kind of mid. It doesn't work very well. You go back to
Rachel Brosnahan is mid. Dude, what the fuck? And yeah, the high hairline. Dude, you're comparing like you're comparing somebody pulling their hair back to somebody with fucking bangs. The fuck are you even on, bro? Get a grip.
to like Margot right here, and you could tell that she's got that like perfect feminine physique that was in the 1978.
You don't think Rachel Brosnahan has a feminine physique? That's a take. I think she's kind of fucking hot, but sure. Think Margot Kidder in the day was hot as well. But yeah, Rachel Brosnahan is quite attractive, bro. I don't like you're acting like she's like mid and like ugly, and it's like, bro, like if you don't think that's attractive, like, are you ever gonna find any woman attractive with these standards? Holy shit.
Film that worked really, really well. I think this is intentional for Hollywood too. I've seen it in a lot of films lately. I said Hollywood has worked hard not to cast beautiful women in leading roles.
Oh my god. Are we honestly at the point where we're just saying Rachel Brosnahan isn't attractive anymore? Is that what we're the fuck? Okay. You know what? This is just making me want to bring up some hot photos of Rachel Brosnahan. So let's go ahead and do that for a moment. Well, here's her doing a photo shoot for Variety. Yeah, that's so mid, so mid. Here's her just at some event. Looks like what a mid. How mid? So mid. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I guess there's not much to really go over. Yeah, Rachel Brosnahan is a very attractive woman trying to make the argument that like she's ugly and Margot Kidder is like the epitome of beauty is just absolutely fucking bizarre. Absolutely fucking bizarre.
As social conditioning, and it's to change men's perception of women. I think this is part of why modern big budget films fail, and I think this is going to be a big detriment to the Superman film as it goes on.
So Grand Theft Auto Bot is 100% correct. Beauty is subjective quality. True. 100% true. I, in general, like when I'm talking to a woman and like when our personalities mesh, I start finding her more attractive. If our personalities don't mesh, I find her less attractive. It's all subjective. Different people find different things or people attractive. My grandfather used to say, uh, of we all like the same things, everyone would be after your grandma. True. But yeah, everyone has different beauty standards, but I think under most people's beauty standards, Rachel Brosnahan would be considered quite attractive.
Now, of course, the shills in mainstream comics are just gushing about this. Gail Simone, who's currently writing Uncanny X-Men, just came off of an Action Comics Superman.
Her run on Uncanny X-Men's fucking banger. Check it out.
Herself, she is propped up as like the main feminist of the comic book industry at this point. She's
Is she? I don't even know what the main feminist of the comic book industry would be. She does a good job writing comic books.
Says, "Dear James Gunn, I forgive you every time you defended Billy Joel for this beautiful, magnificent trailer that is already my favorite thing in human history."
Yeah, her Twitter is kind of fun. She likes to troll with people, and obviously this is hyperbolic. But yeah, she's a goofball on Twitter.
That's quite the overreaction. Like I said, as the trailer stands,
You think?
it's just like disjointed stuff that doesn't tell you anything about the story at all. It is something that's like, oh, it's Superman, and
it's a teaser trailer, bro.
Some Superman-y things in it, plus some other DC heroes in it that you're obviously trying to set up for their own movies. Very, very bizarre. Fabian Nicieza, who wrote X-Men for a long time himself.
He's an excellent writer as well.
Look, he's talking here. I haven't been very happy lately. As tried as it sounds, this made me happy. I haven't been very hopeful lately. As absurd as it sounds, this made me hopeful. This is obviously,
and he's even saying how trite now, absurd. He's even admitting that, like, hey, this is just silly, but it did it. There's something kind of genuine and nice about that.
All about the Trump election, and the guy has massive Trump derangement, super extreme left.
Yeah, it's almost like electing a fascist to the president may not have been the best move for America.
Leftist here who just is part of this like mainstream decline of comics lately, and of course, like his happiness depends on a Superman trailer.
That is not what he said. That is not what he said at all. But good at misreading him. Very good.
Get your life right, bro, and then maybe you won't have this as an issue to simp for so hard. But a lot of people are saying that they like this trailer, so perhaps I'm off base. I'd love to hear from you and what your thoughts are on the trailer. Leave a comment down below. I'm sure if you've watched it at this point.
Okay, so we're kind of done. That's John Della Rose. He is a worthless fucking human being. I just don't know how else to describe him. But yeah, so apparently if you ask him, this trailer is woke DEI garbage. And that's kind of how you can see the descent of chuds and how they're more subtle when they're more popular. But when they get less and less popular, they're a bit more throwing shit out there and complaining about Mr. Terrific being black and shit like that. It's kind of crazy.
Books, records, films, these things matter. Call me shallow. It's the fucking truth.